Radio with host Jazzy Soul. Hot topics at hand. Hell yeah, it's another one. Rapping, singing, spoken word. You know it's gonna be something fun. Home of the artistic free speech movement. Call in, then back up to hear me spew this poetic Dalai Lama that was born from our drama. Realness to make you crying. How you running for your mama? Go, go, go. Yeah, it's time for the show. Urban Geek Radio with host Jazzy Soul. Hot topics at hand. Hell yeah, it's another one. Rapping, singing, spoken word. You know it's gonna be something fun. Home of the artistic free speech movement. Call in, then back up to hear me spew this poetic Dalai Lama that was born from our drama. Realness to make you crying. How you running for your mama? Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, baby.
Featuring Miss Soul the Poet.
What's up, y'all? You're tuned in to robgradio.net, channel 774, XM Radio. This is your girl, Jazzy Soul, the Urban Geek. You know, I was over here doing my 1-2 step, my geek walk. What? So I'm still trying to catch my breath off of that mind-boggling music. Well, like I said, tonight we're talking about finding your inspiration, finding that muse, and we just did the Dear Jazzy letter, and hopefully I cleared up any misconceptions that anyone had about my stance on the 30 poems in 30 days. The first thing that I want to discuss is that we have to first define muse or inspiration. A muse is different than inspiration. A lot of people try to say that they're synonymous, but they are not. Inspiration is anything that inspires you to create, to act, or move. It could be a flower petal floating on the wind and it can inspire you. It could be your faith. It could be anything that inspires you. A muse, on the other hand, is something that you continuously return to get inspiration. Typically, in Greek mythology, it was a woman or a mate. So that's the first thing I wanted to do, was to delineate the two, because they are not the same thing. So I'm going to break this down into two parts. In this first section of the topic, I'm going to be discussing inspiration. In the next segment, I'll be discussing the muse. Inspiration. Inspiration can be found in any of life's many caverns that we delve into. Sometimes we get so caught up in living that we forget to live. It's like we are so busy surviving that we forget to thrive. And the greatest inspiration that we need in life is not just to create art, but to live in and of itself. I say that I create art to live and that I share it to evolve. My inspiration is my own sanity. Poetry, art, and music have brought me through some of the darkest parts of my life. They've helped me to remain conscious of who I am, what I'm about, and how I want the world to remember me, what legacy I want to leave behind. I know for many, their religion or faith, or even for some, their lack thereof, is the centrifuge, the spinning force behind their art. And that's fine. For some people, it's romance. Others, it's eroticism. For others, it's education, activism. So in determining your inspiration, don't make it into a big production of something that has to be awe-inspiring, mind-boggling. This is the only way that it's going to work, and blah, 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 blah. Right? Instead, you have to simply open your mind. Inspiration is found when you stop to smell the roses. I know that a lot of people don't understand that phrase on its face. It's one of those things that the more you grow, the older you get, the better you understand it at a different level. You know what I mean? And we have to realize that life does not stop and say, okay, here I am, be inspired. Instead, we have to go out and not be afraid to live. And in that time and in those moments is when we begin to live. Inspiration. If you are having a writer's block moment, you're having a painter's drought, you're having a musician stumble, what you need to do is to walk away. I'm not saying permanently. What I'm saying is you need to walk away for any length of time. Clear your mind. See, this is one of the issues that I have with the 30 poems in 30 days. Is that you are writing and you're stuck in this mind frame, okay, I have to crank this out, crank this out, crank this out. That you forget why you want to create art to begin with. And then you start to falter, and then you start to be repetitious in your art. So, what I'm saying to you is, step away. Live life and find an inspiration. And don't try to force it. See, the beauty of inspiration is that you know when it hits you. It's not something that you have to try to force like a square peg in a round hole. Instead, it's something that smacks you in your face. There is no misnomer about what it is. Simply give yourself time to process. Sit back. I found that a lot of people get inspired through my SWOT analysis process. I didn't invent it. However, I do have a different patent on it. So step back and process. And when you come back, you'll find that your mind is more open, more free. The more you try to force it, the worse it's going to be. It's like when you forget what you were saying and you sit there and you're like, what was I going to say? What was I going to say? But as soon as you let go, you find that it comes to you. Or when you try to force yourself to go to sleep, you're like tossing back and forth. Oh man, looking at the alarm clock, looking at the numbers go by. But if you just stop and just exhale and realize that the more I fight this, it's like quicksand, I'm going to sink deeper. You will find peace and release. All right? Well, next up, I'm about to play you guys just a smidge more music. And when we come back, we're going to do our muse. Okay? Geek. Make your muse something that's worthy of you. Because you're already worthy of the muse. You are definitely already worthy of the muse. Well, stay tuned. Coming up next is going to be the news segment. I am just so excited about it. Yes, y'all. Geek it. Welcome back. Well, I couldn't get Mr. Austin for tonight, but fellas, starting next week, we will have some sports for y'all. The play of the day is what it'll be called with Mr. Austin. What? Yes. Well, I want to thank everyone who rode the wave with your girl, Jazzy Soul, the Urban Geek, here on robgradio.net, channel 774, XM Radio. Tonight we talked about inspiration and muse, and we learned that they're different. Inspiration can be found anywhere, whereas the muse that we choose is something that we continually go back to. So the muse that you choose is, well, not chooses, but the muse that you choose needs to fit into a healthy evolution, a healthy lifestyle. If you haven't done so, check out the website jazzysoul.com. That's JAZZISOL.com, home of Jazzy Soul and the Urban Geek magazine. Also, I have posted a 4-part series on the SWOT analysis that we did on Tuesday. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is purely a preparatory kind of thing because it was supposed to be released today, but it's going to be released on Sunday. My book, the SWOT analysis book. So you'll be able to actually work through it yourself, and it gives you, instructions, tips, and all that good stuff. So make sure that you pick that up. It'll be available for e-download for only $5. And if you want a hard copy book, it's going to be $10. So stay tuned. I love you all. And once again, thank you for riding away with the Geek. Have a pragmatically evolutionary rest of the weekend. And when we come back on Tuesday, we're going to geek it again. Geek it.